After Die Another Day had one of the coolest and most interesting of recent times opening with the whole North Korea stuff. For whatever reason, after that opening was done, it kind of went soon after that in a whole different direction, which is really unfortunate. And I thought this was a great story, at least in the beginning, for Pierce Brosnan's Bond. Again, I really would have liked him to come back for a fifth appearance, and it's really sad. And the reason for that is because Pierce Brosnan is the only James Bond actor to not get to leave the part on his own terms, which I think is a great shame and a great sin that he did not get to continue on with him wanting to do a fifth time appearance. But with that said, Halle Berry's okay, but I actually like her more as her character in John Wick Chapter 3, as opposed to a Bond woman. I do like the other Bond woman better in this one. I like Rosamund Pike as Miranda Frost, who was also probably later inspired again the whole Dark Knight Rises type Talia al Ghul stuff, just like the world is not enough. GoldenEye, sorry, not GoldenEye, Die Another Day, they had this coming out for the 40th anniversary and the 20th movie, so there's a lot of callbacks to the first 19 movies. I think that ultimately made the movie a bit worse by having to do all that extra stuff and not just focusing on the story plot itself to make that better. Like I said, after that first great 10-minute opening, it goes in a somewhat of a different direction after that, not in a well of what it could be. And this, while GoldenEye brought the James Bond film franchise back in 1995, you could also say it in the same way, though, with Pierce Brosnan, that his fourth movie, Die Another Day, almost completely killed the series, similar to how Batman and Robin 97. This is like the Batman and Robin 97 of the James Bond franchise. They did have a 4-year break before the next one. Pierce Brosnan should have came back for another one. And so, Die Another Day, though, it's got a number of interesting and well-made scenes regardless, even though a lot of it is kind of crap with the direction there. And Die Another Day could have been so much better than what it was if they just had more ideas and more things to be after that opening, to make everything after the opening more engaging and well watched for people. Like I said, it almost destroyed the franchise. But there was a 4-year break till the reboot. So this is kind of the end of the timeline of those first 20 movies. And it's really, really messed up that Pierce Brosnan never got to come back for a fifth one. What else? Let me see. Anything else about Die Another Day? The Ice Palace stuff is ridiculous. The opening is the best part. There's a few other things after the opening that are still okay also in certain scenes. But this I think this is Pierce Brosnan's least favorite of his movies. And I still, even though I don't like this movie, for all the nonsense, I still find it more. I feel it more than Tomorrow Never Dies. I feel it more than Tomorrow Never Dies. Oh, one more thing about the title, Die Another Day. I think this is one of the weakest and less thought out titles of all the Bond movies. First we have Tomorrow Never Dies and Live and Let Die, but now we got Die Another Day? The only original word in the whole title is another. And why is it called another? Die Another Day? One of the worst picked out possible titles in these movies. Yeah. But, yeah, I would say GoldenEye is number 1. The World Is Not Enough for me is number 2. Die Another Day is 3. And while there's a lot of things in Tomorrow Never Dies, I still consider that, to me, the weakest of the 4, at least in my opinion. But if I had to grade or rate Die Another Day, I would give this a D+. Yeah, I'm going to give this a D or a D+, or a 1.5 out of 4. This movie is a whole mess of things that could have been better if it was more thought out, and it's sad that this had to be Pierce Brosnan's swan song when he should have came back for more. But for whatever reason, the producers had other plans. And that's all I got for this. I'll see you next with Daniel Craig stuff. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da